This is Arzuli Nala, and these are the Spellwork Archives. Stories, unforgettable events that I've experienced as a practitioner of the esoteric arts. This story is going to take you back to about 2021. And during this time, I was in a very dark space. I was angry, I was bitter, and I didn't want to be fucked with. The year before, November the 6th, 2020 to be exact, I had lost my dearly beloved son, my youngest son, Brian, due to violence. Now, when it came to my children, you could really do any damn thing to me. But as it comes to my offspring, the fruit of my womb, a bitch like me don't play. So you can imagine the anger and the rage that was exuding off of my being in this time. But because I am who I am a accountable spiritual girly. I mean, I know that I have to work on me. I have to do the shadow work. So as I am in this dark night of the soul, working to come out of this bitter bitch energy that I could not remain with for the rest of this journey, I would meditate from the hours of about 1 a.m. to about 3:30 to 4 a.m. each night. Now, during this meditation time, I was beginning to see a lot of things. I mean, things that I had never seen before, and I'm pretty sure it's because the rose-colored motherfucking shades had come off, both physical and spiritual. It was no longer lemon drops, bubblegum, or rainbows no motherfucking more. Shit, it got real. And I felt a pang that I had never felt. And I know I will never feel again unless I would lose another beloved child. Now, this particular thing that kept happening at about 2:22 a.m. is what sparked my interest the most. There was a energy that was large and in charge. I mean, this thing had to be about 10 feet tall in a physical sense. And the power that exuded off of it was nothing to be trifled with. And I knew this. But I also knew that it was showing itself to me for a reason. And that reason was very, very specific. And now looking back, I know that it knew it would catch my attention because it knew exactly who I was. So eventually I decided to feed energy into this thing at 2:22 a.m. And what I felt on the inside was I like sugar with a little bit of coffee on the side. So in other words, it asked me for a cup of sugar with black coffee poured in it. So of course, because I was curious at this point to understand who this very dapper, very energetic, I mean, he kind of reminded you of a 1970s pimp. If I could dress him in physical sense, he'd have a two-piece suit on, a hat that matched his shoes with a big old belt buckle. I mean, flyer than a motherfucker, and very handsome. Now, I'm interested because I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'd never met a spirit that operated in this capacity. It was almost like he was trying to pursue or woo me. So I placed a golden coffee chalice outside with the coffee made exactly how he asked. And I left it there and I went on about my meditation space. Now, the next day at daybreak, when I went out to check my offerings and see what I would find, I seen to my left two large and in charge bullfrogs in somehow, some way, because we in the spiritual community know everything means something. So I knew that those two bullfrogs were letting me know that he had received his offering and he would be back. So of course, again, that night during meditation, I'm excited because I'm excited to see what he has to say to me. So of course, that night at 2:22 a.m. he showed up, but this time he stayed there. And I felt on the inside, I felt him say energetically, "Thank you for my offering." But that isn't it. I also like a fine cigar. Now, you can't be going and getting me no cheap motherfucking shit. I like the good shit. And I need you to pour me a glass of red wine in a wine flute halfway, and I'll be back. And of course, I had questions. But before I could speak or say anything energetically to this being, he was gone. So now I'm curious even more. I'm like, who the fuck do this bougie ass motherfucker think he is? Coming by here and placing demands on me. But of course, because I am who I am, I took my ass on out and I got him a fine Maduro cigar. And I got the finest red wine that I could find at Specs. I came back and that night, and I obliged his command. And I think that the reason I obliged is because he reminded me of the type of nigga that I like. I mean, tall, dark, and handsome. And it was kind of also an energy like my daddy. Like my daddy was one of those laid back type of dudes. He didn't say too much, but he didn't play neither. And so now I'm like, okay, because I am like a sucker for one of these type of men. This energy definitely fit the bill. So I went ahead and I did exactly what he said. And of course, at 2:22 a.m., he showed up and he let me know, so you a girl I can come in and sit back and kick my feet up with. You knows how to listen, you, and I like that. I said, wait a minute, motherfucker. I said, who the fuck are you? Because you see, I am not into just accepting nobody's motherfucking demand or company. I don't know who you are. I don't even know what you are. You could be a god, a goddess, a deity, an angel, a demon. What are you? He said, it's funny that you'd ask me what I am when I know exactly who you are, and you should have known who I was too. He said, but guess what? That's okay. I really, really do like you. And I can see that we are in for a fun and a wild ride. Now, if you know me, you know I'm all in for a fun, wild ride, especially a spiritual one. But first, I had to figure out who this was, and he was not forthcoming with this information. So I shot him some energy back and I let him know. I said, we're going to take this slow because I don't be just getting into no serious situations with no spirit, because I know that you all can get a little bit tricky. So what I need for you to do for me, since I oblige your request, how about you help me with a few of mine? He chuckled and he said, I got you. He said, that thing that you are seeking, that thing that you want so badly, I'm going to help you obtain that. And I'm going to help you obtain that rather quickly. And just like that, like a puff of smoke, he was gone. And that next morning at daybreak, I received a thing that I had been working at. It was there, live and in motherfucking living color. So of course, I smiled. And as I went out on my adjourning balcony with a neighbor that had a puppy, I stepped in a big pile of puppy shit. Now, this puppy had never done that before. Of course, I was frustrated, but energetically, I heard Mr. Dapper chuckle. And he said, "Beloved, nothing is free." Now, if you all enjoyed this story, there are many parts. I would like for you all to like for part 2, share, and follow.